Welcome. In this segment, we're going to be taking a look at online library catalogs. Specifically, we'll be talking about 5 tips to help you search in online catalogs. Before we get into the tips, I want to talk a little bit about the history of online catalogs. In the past, when you used to search in a library, you used to use a card catalog. And there were 3 ways you could search a card catalog: by author, title, or subject. Starting in the 1960s, all the information on these card catalog cards was computerized. So from the 1960s to the present, we now have online public access catalogs, OPACs. And the great thing about OPACs is that we've gone from having 3 ways to search to having multiple ways to search. So today we're going to talk about ways that you can improve your searching, because there are so many different ways that you can search library catalogs. Let's talk about search tip number 1. Search tip number 1 is to choose the right search and to try a variety of searches and keywords. These are 5 basic library searches that are in most library catalogs: author, title, journal title, keyword, and subject. I'd like to talk about a few of these searches. For starters, journal title search. When you're doing a journal title search in a library catalog, that's just for a journal name. Library catalogs do not search inside the journals, but it can tell you if they have a particular journal. So when you see the search for journal title, you need to know your actual journal name. You're not actually searching for the articles, you're just searching for the journal name. A couple other searches I want to talk about are keyword and subject. Most library catalogs have a subject search. When you do a subject search in a library catalog, it is only searching special subject fields. It's searching a very small part of a library catalog. The subjects that are in those fields are chosen by the Library of Congress in Washington, D.C. So what they do is they get together and they review subjects. They could be reviewing old subjects, current subjects, and they approve the subjects, and then they publish them in these volumes. These are the Library of Congress subject heading volumes. So when you're searching in a library catalog and you're choosing the subject search, it's only searching this controlled vocabulary, very narrow area. If you do a subject search and you're not finding what you're looking for, try a keyword search. Keyword searching in a library catalog searches the entire library catalog. Searches the titles, it searches any notes, and it also will search the subject headings. So again, if you do a subject search and you're not finding anything, try a keyword search. Let's move on to the next tip. Tip number 2 is to use limits. These are just a few examples of limits: date ranges, language, and location. It's important to remember that just adding 1 limit to your search can really narrow down your search results. When you do a search in a library catalog and you get thousands of entries, that's not really a good search. That's a lot to look at. You're probably getting things that aren't appropriate for your topic. So before or after you do your search, traditionally in library catalogs you can add on limits. So again, just adding on 1 limit can really help narrow your search and get you more focused and on track with your topic. Let's move on to tip number 3. Tip number 3 is to be aware of what libraries your catalog is searching. Most public and academic libraries have shared catalogs. So when you're in your library catalog, you need to be aware that that catalog could be searching more than just the library that you're standing in. So when you do your search and you do find an item that you want to locate, you need to make sure that you're seeing the location. It could be in the library you're standing in, or it could be at another library in that system. If you're in a public library and you find something that's at another library in the system but you can't get to it, most public libraries have a courier system, and they will have that item taken from that library and sent to your library of choice. So again, when you're in a library catalog, whether it's public or academic, you need to be aware that that catalog may be searching more than the library that you're standing in. Let's move on to the next tip. Tip number 4 is to remember to keep track of your citations as you search. As you find citations, write them down, print them, email them, or export them to an online citation generator. Most online public access catalogs, library catalogs, have an option so that when you do your search, there's a way that you can check off the things that you want, and you can, as a group, print them, or you could save them to a thumb drive or email them. A lot of the options now are so that you can export them right into an online citation generator, so you can actually be doing your bibliography while you do your research. So while you're using the online library catalog, you need to be aware that you need to somehow be keeping track of those citations. Again, printing them, emailing them, saving them to a thumb drive, or again, exporting them into an online citation generator if that option is available. Let's go on to our last tip, tip number 5. Tip number 5 is to remember to browse the shelves. When you go to the shelf to find the book that you located, be sure to look before and after that book for similar items. When you're in a public or an academic libraries, most of those items are grouped together by subject. Public libraries use what's called the Dewey Decimal System. That's a call number system where like items are shelved together. Academic libraries use the Library of Congress Library of Congress call number system. So like items are shelved together. So again, when you go to the shelf and you find the item you're looking for, you want to look to the left and the right because similar items are going to be on the shelf. We've covered some really great tips today, and I hope that they've helped you with your searching. That's all for now. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time.